Hello again. Today is the last session of literacy for this week. We are in week 8 and this is session number 4. It's going to be about a different topic, okay? We are not going to continue with the prepositions. Today we start with the narrative sequencing texts. And what are the narrative sequencing texts? Well, they are texts that tell a story, okay? They tell something that happened or an event, something that you want to tell to someone, a story, and to do that and to do it well, okay? Because you cannot say a story in a wrong order, okay? When you tell a story, you tell a story with different steps, okay? Number 1, number 2, number 3. But when we tell a story in English, we don't say that. We don't say number 1, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, no. We use some words. And this is why we say sequencing, because we use different sequencing words. For example, as you can see here, we use first, we use then, we use next, later, or finally, okay? I'm going to give you an example of a text. First, I wake up in the morning and I prepare my breakfast. Then I go and wash my hands and brush my teeth, and I do my homework, my tasks. Next, I have lunch with my family and I relax a bit watching television. Later, I do exercise and I go walking to the street with my brother. Finally, at the end of the day, I go to sleep in my bed. Okay? This is a story about the daily routines that we studied the previous weeks, but it's a narrative sequencing text. To understand better that, and to, of course, these words that are the newest one, okay, I think they are new, we haven't used them before. We are going to watch a video on YouTube to understand better, okay? So we are going to we erase this one that we saw the other day. And now we paste. Good. It's a video of 3 minutes. If you want, you can do it bigger.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome. This lesson is about sequencing words. It is for pre-intermediate level students. Sequencing words are words that help us understand the order of events that are happening. Here are some of the most common sequencing words. Listen to this story. I brush my teeth. I go to class.
Good. So as you can see here at the beginning, what they do, I think you understand here, they give a definition of what is a sequencing word, and then they write the most common ones or the ones that we are going to study. Okay, first, next, after that, then, finally. They help you to tell a story properly to someone. So I invite you to watch the video to know better how it works. I think that they are going to tell a similar story than the one I told you before, but they are going to explain with a different accent and different voice, okay? Task number 2, we are going to open the literacy book on page 142. Is this one, okay, this page. As always, we will write the date that you do the homework today and that we are learning to. It's going to be narrative sequencing story, okay? You have it here just in case, here, narrative sequencing, well, story or texts, okay, or text, what do you prefer? Narrative sequencing text. The task for today is one part of the work that we are going to do with this text, because on the next page, the next week, we will continue talking about this story. So today you need to read the text of My Crazy Dream. Okay, you have it here. This is the text. And you need to be in silence and read it. But before you do that, I want you to listen to me to see how we pronounce some words. And then I invite you to read in silence once, okay, one time. And then when you finish that, I invite you to underline the words, or better than underline or write in a different paper, okay, piece of paper, and look it up on the internet, on a dictionary if you have at home, or on this one that we suggest here. Word Reference is a very good online dictionary where you can look the different words that you don't understand up, okay? I'm going to read first, so you listen to me, but then remember, number 2, you need to read by your own in silence. Number 3, if you have some doubts, some vocabulary doubts, you need to check them out. Here we go. My crazy dream. I don't know why, but I went to school in my underwear. Everyone was laughing. I walked up and down the hall looking for my classroom, but I could never find it. Then I went to the lost and found box and put on some clothes. I heard my principal say, "Son, are you lost?" However, when I turned around, it was the President of the United States talking to me. He asked me to fly on his jet with him. As we were flying, I looked out the window and saw a pterodactyl flying next to us. How could that be? They are extinct. It smiled and waved goodbye. Then, all of a sudden, the airplane turned into a roller coaster. It climbed upward 1,000,000 miles. Then down we went. For hours and hours, we just kept going straight down. The roller coaster finally came to a stop, and I was on an island made entirely of chocolate. I ate a whole tree made of fudge. Then someone sneaked up behind me and captured me. He put me in a pot of boiling water to make soup out of me. I got hotter and hotter and hotter. Finally, I woke up and realized that I had fallen asleep with my electric blanket on high. Okay, this is the text, and now I want you to read in silence and then look up the words that you don't know. When you finish that, you need to find these words in the text and underline, okay? If you have already underlined the words that you don't understand to look them up in a dictionary, you can do now this task with a different color, okay? You can use a color pencil to underline these words. This is the task that we are going to do today with this text. So it's the end of this session. Next week, we will continue working on that. Bye-bye.